What's up? Got a review of this beautiful Suzuki here. This is a Suzuki SV650. I was told that this is one of the best beginner bikes. Let's see if that's true. My last one of the day. Shout out Macomb Powersports once again for letting me test ride another beautiful bike. So sits pretty decently low. Suspension feels super stiff. Bars are a little narrow, kind of upright mid seating. Feels good, feels powerful. Take the route we've been taking. No sense in changing it up now. It's working for me. Got a nice golden hour here. All right, so from second gear we're gonna roll out of here and see what we got for some speed. Looks like we're going to be coming to a stop up here in a second. Past this bus. So first thing I notice is the throttle response is incredible. Very direct. Shifting feels super smooth. I haven't downshifted yet, so we'll see if it's clunky the way I like it. This bike should be good for faster speeds. It is officially rush hour, so we're going to get a little bit of traffic up here, I would assume. So far feels good. Narrow bar. So first thing I noticed, it sits me a little bit more upright, not quite like a cruiser. Sounds gnarly. Feet position, just like a sport bike, kind of underneath you. A little tougher to balance at slow speeds. We're going to cut across here. Plenty of power, definitely plenty of power. Really nice thing, it's got a shift indicator right on the display, so you don't have to question what gear you're in. So far feels good. Seat is okay. I mean, a bike like this, you're not necessarily looking for comfort. You're looking for a good time. You're looking for speed. So this has a pretty quick acceleration. It's not too torquey. I like the way this is geared. It doesn't feel like it's going to throw me off the back end, which is a plus. Obviously, we don't want to get tossed off the back of the bike. It feels controllable. So as I was saying before, I was told this bike is somewhat beginner friendly. It's still got a large motor, so it does still have a lot of power. Like I say in all my videos, any amount of power is enough power to kill you. So obviously be careful and respect the machine. Getting on the freeway here, so we'll get a good test for freeway speeds. I know this bike's going to be capable of getting to freeway speeds fast and staying there. What I'm curious to see is how stable it feels, because it does feel pretty light. So I'm curious to see the stability on this thing. I don't think it's rush hour enough to where I'm not going to be able to hit 70 miles an hour. But my exit's like right here, so so 60. So you know, it is a little so granted, it is a little bit windier day out here. 70 miles an hour with no windscreen. With no windscreen, this is gonna not be as comfortable for the freeway. Suspension, not. So super stiff suspension on this thing. It does kind of feel like I'm getting bucked around a little bit, you know, but that's your typical sport bike. So if you gotta lift your ass off the seat when going over potholes. Freeway feels fine. I mean, it gets up to speed. This would be able to carry you on the freeway. No windscreen on the freeway always kind of sucks. I don't know if it's just because it's a windy day. It is a little shaky when you get past 70 miles an hour. It is a little less stable than some of the bikes we've ridden. That does not mean that this thing isn't capable of freeway riding. Just keep in mind, you might have to pinch your tank a little bit more. Or it, like I said, it could just be the wind. But I have to give my honest opinion on all of these reviews. Let's whip around here real quick. Alright, just so that guy knows, I would have smoked him. That guy definitely was thinking that we were racing, but these are not my bikes. These are Macomb Powersports bikes that they are kind enough to let me test drive, so I am not going to be reckless on these. These reviews are basically casual rider review kind of thing. Like, let's get back to the bike. Fun. It's got some speed. I mean, this, again, like I say with a lot of these bigger bikes, is it has enough power to get you out of a sticky situation, and it definitely has enough power to get you in trouble. I do not recommend using that power to get you in trouble. I like seeing everyone get home safe at the end of the day. I like this bike for the acceleration. I mean, it accelerates amazing, and it's a ton of fun. Banging through these, clunky shifting. If you know me, you know I love the clunky shifting. I like feeling the upshifts and the downshifts. Don't know what that car was doing, but we're just gonna be far away from the bumps here. Yeah, very stiff suspension. So I'm sitting a bit more at the front of the seat, so it's a little bit more upright where I'm sitting. I don't have many complaints about the lack of comfort. The seat is relatively comfortable too for a sport bike seat, at least the shape of it. This is kind of like other sport bikes. It does not like the slow speeds as much, the slow RPMs. I never recommend sport bikes for stop and go traffic. They kind of suck. They're not crazy hard to balance, but the top heavy makes it a little more difficult, and you're always taking your feet off, and it's a wide frame and all that. Let's real quick talk about who this bike is for. This is definitely for somebody who likes quick acceleration, something that's a little bit more nimble in a sense. It's not a huge bike. It's not a small bike, but it's not a huge bike. It has power in the right places. What are we doing here? I don't know if that's how that works. Definitely didn't have the right of way there. Very polite, but should probably learn how to drive. All right, back to what I was saying, who this bike is for. If you're riding on the freeway a lot for most of your commute, maybe not the bike for you. If you're doing some in-town riding, something that's not so much stop and go. As much as this bike can do stop and go traffic, not ideal. So this is for basically my sport bike rider. If you like the look of this bike, you want something that's got a quick zip to it, something that's pretty quick off the line, this is that bike. This has a pretty quick acceleration, but it doesn't feel like it's going to throw you off the back end. So it's a little bit more beginner friendly. Test out the brakes here. All these guys cut me off. Brakes are decent. Stopping power is pretty good. Shifts beautifully, as most new bikes should. I really like this. The clutch is very stiff. Let's open her up. Yeah, she's got some power, but yeah, a little bit shaky on the top end, but she's got some power. Something that's got enough power but not too much power. This is definitely something to consider. Very easy to ride. I don't necessarily know if I would say that this is a beginner bike just because of the amount of power it has. I hate recommending powerful bikes to people who just start riding, but this thing is a ton of fun.